and Team Overpower, which is a Korean team of a lot of excellent players. And I believe these guys actually beat other commonly called top teams. So I actually see this being a very powerful game for RockSolid. I believe they're actually quite strong, and this should be actually a really good match. A couple things that are interesting to see. Again, Ghost on most champions. We see four Ghosts over here. One, two, three, four Ghosts as well. Lokonoko taking Cleanse. That's a very good choice. With although I'm actually a little bit I guess it's okay to take Cleanse. He's got both Scion and Ash dropping out ranged stuns in there, but you don't generally need to cleanse Nunu because you can always Valkyrie back out. But um, it's kind of interesting to see, I guess.
Alright, the game is up.
And
Observer
observer
modes
mode.
are activated. This will be SoloMid going up against RockSolid here. Quarterfinals of the National ESL Regional Finals here for the North American servers. And with that being said, I am the FourCourtJester. Here with me, of course, is Riot Phreak. And I'm not going to build you up as much last time. Gradually, I might build you up just a little bit every time. But, I mean, he is going to be majority of the God's voice, as they've said in IRC here today.
All right, so right away, I want to put out a couple of differences. Chow X or Chaos. Does anyone know definitively? Actually, I don't want to all chat during a tournament. I'll wait for afterwards. I'm just gonna call him Chaos because honestly, that's what it looks like to me. It's supposed to Chow X, and it's also easier to say. Um, so if actually anyone has like definitive knowledge on how that name is pronounced, feel free to put it in IRC and FourCourt can let me know. But I'm going with Chaos personally. Um, Interestingly enough, teams will admit actually hiding away. They actually do not want to fight at level 1. I mean, they have Nunu and Scion and Singe, which are all very good at level 1, but Ashe and Soraka are not so much. But like Alistar, Shen, yeah, wow, yeah. So, so Team SoloMid, a much better level 1 lineup, like significantly better level 1 lineup. Um, Whereas these guys over here, for RockSolid, a little bit more afraid. They have used Clairvoyance and spotted Team SoloMid, so they will be safe. There we go. Nunu consuming one of those minions, or one of those monsters, will be moving on over to the Golem. And Scion will come in, played by Scar, to help him take that down. We're just waiting. There we go. There's a shield being turned on, and he will blow up some monsters. And Nunu will take that down by himself. Plenty of damage being dealt there. Will be able to pick up a very easy kill here. 445 damage on that smite. So we'll see if he misclicks it or not. Probably unlikely, but there's a smite and there's the kill. I would call it a small mistake to smite before it was killable, just because you never know, someone might just happen to screw you up. But either way, the odd one, run around with Trundle, has picked up level 2. There we go. Q and W his main abilities, and will be taking down these wolves as best he can, doing a very good job there, just crushing around the map. So there we go. Reginald, oh cute. They have Alistar's lurking around up top, and I don't think Alistar's ever showed himself. And so he's going to be waiting entirely for, he'll be waiting the entire time for Scion to jump into that brush. It's a very long delay, but it's actually probably a really good idea. Yeah,
Then
Shen on the
again,
bottom, Corki with Alistar up top. What's up?
well, he kind of just ran away from the top lane, totally revealing himself. It looks like he's going to come
Yeah,
to the mid, say hi to Ashe. Trundle, however, is going over to the Wraiths, right by Nunu there, going to be trying to steal a little bit of experience from him. I don't quite think it worked as well as he wanted, but with a roaming Alistar, that's not only going to be, not really that much experience for Chaos, but it's also going to put Shen in a little bit of a tough position. He doesn't really face that much of a DPS lane, just more of a constant annoying lane.
yeah, certainly. So, Sion's gonna be safe. Actually, if Sion plays it right, he really can bully this Corki. Like right now, he could run
Mid
up and just like blow up a shield in his face. Because now that he's level 3, Alistar showed up. Thank you, good call. Alistar showed up, doing a little bit of stun action there, but Boy will get out safely. Did he blow any summoners?
No.
Okay, so just a safe escape from Ashe. Still will have Ghost and Flash available for himself. Um, and they have gotten a Clairvoyance off onto the Odd One. And Odd One getting very low in health. And Shen is, Science ghosting over. Now Odd One has picked up the kill, but here we go. Will he get in range? No, he will ghost away, and on that puddle he will be fine. And ooh, a narrow escape from Trundle. Managed to still be in that brush to see Scion coming just in time. That was very, very close. He did pick up the Lizard buff, though. That was good. So he's not been delayed too much. Oh, Nunu shows up. Nunu gonna do what damage he can, but I think he won't be able to fight against the Odd One. And honestly, I don't think Odd One could have forced him to die because Nunu could have Ice Blasted and been fine. So I think it was a wasted Ghost from Locust. I think that's a mistake there, but Alistar is back in mid. Malzahar, of course, as soon as he hits level 6, will cause Ashe to die using Flash. Um, and indeed, yes, he does have Ghost and Flash. So volley spam from Voidwave, trying to keep Reginade away from him. Um, and let's see, look, the last set's 20 and 22 and 23. So Corki, Malzahar, and Shen all doing a very good job. And you see 15s and 20s, though, for RockSolid. So Team SoloMid, just like we saw with last game, the last hitting is much better for the better seeded team, and we're just seeing that really pull its weight right now. But Alistar is back at bottom, and he will actually keep allowing Shen to last hit everything, but he is sitting in this lane and hoping to find just an opening to push into, and just hasn't found one yet. And I'm actually still surprised that this Scion is really not trying to do anything um, against Corki at all. And he runs in there with a shield. Chaos. Chaos. Okay, so Chaos is the name. That's cool. Chaos is pretty cool. I like that. So it's Chaos, but with an X instead. So there we go. Chaos.
Got it.
Oh, they troll him calling him Chow X. Okay, so that's kind of what I thought it was. I thought it was them trolling, but so Chaos is running up towards top with Alistar. Of course, went boots first. Went movement speed, quids, and utility specs. So he's at 376 move speed with just regular boots, which is quite powerful. And he's lurking around the jungle, and I'm not sure why he's here, because Nunu won't be there for a while. Oh, there we go! Beautiful job! Nice, there's a good first blood. So Chaos running out in the back, using... Yeah, so Malzahar flash ults, and then Alistar runs in there, and flash stuns, and headbutts back. There's no way that Ashe could have survived that without using cleanse and flash, which means that as soon as Alistar is stunned, he could have cleansed it, and then flashed back. And that actually probably would have made him survive. But you're always really hesitant to take cleanse against a suppression spell. So a sort of obvious first blood. Scar actually about to give up a kill. He's got to be careful. Lokodoka pushing him all the way down to his tower. Scar got to blow up that shield. Blow it up! Oh my gosh, he's about to die to Corki. He's got 80 health left. And yeah, it's just a little bit silly to not have blown up his shield and gotten a bunch of those minions gone and some free damage out of Corki, and then just run back out. So I don't know. I feel like the players are misplaying it a little bit.
Well, it's more that Corki, threw down some missiles into his face and it actually out DPS the shield, and as you know, it only absorbs so much damage, and he couldn't blow it up.
Well, I felt like it was close enough, but the thing is, he got it close to 4 seconds and then like ran back into rage like with 20 health and his shield left. Like you should be able to know how much damage your opponents can put out, basically. And I feel like that's just a mistake that shouldn't be made at this level of play. That's all. That like he could have waited another half second, then walked up and pressed W or something. That there was a way for him to just get a couple free minion kills there. I mean, it's really minor. It doesn't really matter that much, but it's always there, and it's always like, well, you could have like, but oh well.
On that
So
note,
putting out some harassment spam, tossing out volleys. Yeah.
I haven't seen a stun come out of Scion, so I have to wonder if he's actually skilled it. He does have his Enrage going down, and all we've seen is shield spams. Has he actually thrown out a stun yet?
So I don't think he has a reason to throw a stun if he's not harassing Corki, and I think he should be harassing Corki, to be fair. There we go. There's the shield blow up. See, he gauged the missile damage and blew it up after it hit. But basically, there we go. There's the stun. See, so you only want to stun if you're planning on harassing. And now that he has boots and a mana crystal, I think he's now planning on harassing more often. Basically, stun costs about as much mana as a shield, and so if you're gonna throw out basically every stun you throw is one less shield you get to throw. And Scions in lane generally just want to spam shields because it's how they sustain in lane, it's how they harass for the most part. And so it's not uncommon to see a Scion really not do anything but shield for a very long time while laning.
Okay, fair enough, fair point. In the mid, we do have
Yeah.
Voyboy just sitting around. You can tell he's very cautious about this lane. He doesn't want to get jumped on again. Reginald's been doing a great job zoning him out. I mean, Ash is at 48 creep kills. Malzahar there 57, and we even have more than that on Corki at 62. So, as you said, the higher seeded team right now is landing a lot more of these hits, and a roaming Alistar is something that Ash just has to keep in mind. We don't have a ward up in this little area by the river, so she could potentially get jumped upon again, and the combination with Malzahar's ultimate could just be very devastating. Now, we do see Sion up top. He does see the roaming Malzahar. He is going to get off that stun, but the Pulverize did go down. I'm not too sure they're going to be able to chase him down after that, but that ward right there is solely surviving, giving off that early warning and letting Skara there get out of that.
Yeah, and here we go. That's the combo we're looking for. So there he's got rank 2 stun, and there we go. There's a shield coming on there. Loco actually will sit there and 1v1 him, and actually this is going quite well for him. He's tossing out those missiles, but Loco's going to start running out. That's actually really smart by Skara, because now he's got the shield back up off cooldown, and Corki missed all the last hits while fighting him. So that was really smart, and there's the wish from Soraka trying to keep Ash alive, and there we go. Audibot in the back, and they're going to see what they can do there. They will have Shen ult on. Feed Fest will keep him alive. He didn't really need the ult, but it did keep it from chasing. And it looks like they're saying, hey, let's go Dragon. But that's scary because RockSolid has a ward there, and I don't know if TSM knows that. So TSM, of course, in red, and yes, they're spotted doing Dragon, and this should be easy for them to turn around and stop this. It's not a half health actually. Trundle's putting out a lot of damage. They didn't react nearly in time. This will be a free kill, and honestly, they knew that was happening, and they still took 20 seconds to move. That was a little bit silly from RockSolid, because they saw the guy with the ward, they saw him stick around, they stayed in the lanes, and they saw them start it, and they stayed in the lanes, and then they moved, and it was just way late. I mean, they were kind of a little bit low on health, but there are things you can do that keeps that from being too dangerous. I think that was a little bit of a mistake there, in not doing more to stop Dragon. Either way, a very good job by Team SoloMid, of course, doing all that damage and forcing that fight to work that way. And getting a free Dragon, that's just good positioning, forcing the opponents back and causing all sorts of havoc. But I feel like the reaction should have been faster from RockSolid, just the same.
Yeah, they really didn't respond to that nearly in time, and as you did say, I mean, they did get that Dragon virtually uncontested. We had to let them show up late to the party, but this isn't fashion, this isn't Hollywood. You don't want to show up late to these kind of parties. You want to get there nice and early, see if you can steal that, but they didn't. We had an Ash arrow go up top, trying to land Skara there, a kill. Unfortunately, it was evaded by Loco, who has himself a Tear the Goddess, so likely going to be setting up himself for a man immune there. Taking a quick look at the creep kills, we do have 91 on Corki. So almost 12 minutes into this game, we should start seeing some big item pickups in the next few minutes.
Yeah, indeed. So let's see. Let's just look at the farm status. So Ash going Mercury Treads. Now Mercury Treads is the wrong choice here. Cleanse is the right choice, and Mercury Treads is the wrong one. Basically, Mercury Treads is not going to affect much of anything that he cares about. Because basically Shen and Alistar will lock you up forever, and Malzahar will put in the killing blow. If you just have shorter stuns, you still get hit by all of them, and you still get bursted down, because you don't have an innate escape. That, no matter how long that stun is, if you get hit by one, you're just going to be gone. Whereas Cleanse and Flash let you say, okay, they're Shed, well now I'm gone, and it lets you do better things against this Malzahar. So I feel like a little bit of a summoner and item choice mistake from Voyboy. Berserker's Greaves will allow him to put out a lot of damage and saves him about 300 gold that he could be spending on other things. So I think that's a small error in judgment there. Skara, though, starting to do much better against Loco now at top. As we look at the creep kills. Skara up to 96, Loco at 99. So Skara has caught up. He already has his needlessly large rod as well. So this Scion, honestly, I think Scion scales as well or better. Oh, beautiful job. He managed, and this is what I was talking about. He got his shield down low enough where it was still alive, but he tanked a lot of damage and then landed the stun to wait for the rest of the time. That's the kind of play we're looking at, and that's what we really wanted to see, and that was great from Sonic. That was the exact right thing to do. So as much as I keep raging with guys for mistakes, that was the exact right play there from Skara. So compared to his previous errors, so that's always good to see people doing it right. And this ping is going on, so RockSolid knows his award here, basically.
Well, the two wards are kind of buddy-buddy there right now. We do have Skara going down. He doesn't have that pink wards, but he will be seen. I mean, right now we do have Reginald fairly pushed into this mid tower, just trying to keep Ashe out of lane. But no, he will see that Skara's going to go up top instead. We do have Trundle here as well. He does have that Oracles, and he's going to find Soraka there in the bush. He's going to be repelled a little bit there. This could be a big opportunity for bottom lane between Shen and Alistar. They might go in here on Singed. In fact, they are going to go on Singed, but the Shadow Dash, unfortunately, not going to be enough. And as I said, a little bit about an annoying lane. Singed is just going to pop that poison anytime he wants to get chased. They are going to go for a round 2 here, as they do want to try to chase him down. He will pop that poison. They're just going to have to back off. Otherwise, you will start losing a majority of your hit points the longer you've chased that Scion. Or, sorry, that Singed.
Yeah, so Singe doing a very good job. He's got the catalyst, so he's landing so exceptionally well. And now, basically, because Soraka is roaming, Singe is getting solo XP, which I think is what he really needs. That Singe, I think, scales quite well with levels. You know, he gets that extra mana just to keep his abilities on longer, and all his abilities scale really hard. Like, you obviously max Poison Trail first, but you get 10% bonus slow for every point on Mega Adhesive. You get 50 damage for every point on Fling, and that's a pretty short cooldown nuke, so you get a lot out of it. And some really good roaming from Team SoloMid. We have Corki coming out in the back, but Malzahar and Trundle just taking over the jungle here, and oh, they know. So RockSolid knows that Team SoloMid is stealing the golem, but I don't think they can do anything about it. So Malzahar gonna get himself a free golem kill. Good play by him. Good play by SoloMid in general, knowing the timing there and saying, hey, let's make a stab for this. And Alistair even came around from the side and went to support in the back. If a team fight started, he would be only a few seconds away. Shen, of course, has an ultimate, so basically all of SoloMid was ready to commit to that golem steal, and that's just very good play by them. So excellent stuff there. Looks like Scion will just, again, continue farming his minions out, just doing a very good job with his shield. Still down below Corki and minions. Corki doing a very good job of last hitting these quite nicely. Has a lot of mana and attack damage due to his Manamune. And Scar just kind of chilling out, clearing these minion waves. And Trundle's here, and nope, he will not be able to stop him. That ward sees him, but he will kill the ward. And I think Sion's gonna be fine. Malzahar will not get in rage in time, and Sion will blow up his shield to start the cooldown a little bit sooner. And we're gonna see another Sion shield minion bash in a second.
Well, the big play there is that Trundle with that Oracles, he was able to take out the ward. So he did eat a little bit of auto attack damage, but the ward is now gone, and that's going to be the big advantage. Down south, however, look at Singed. I don't know why I keep calling him Sion, but he's way behind enemy lines. I think he was trying to deny himself a little bit, but now he's going to try to run out of here. Chaos, though, he's going to do a headbutt. Not going to do a headbutt. Very surprised at that, but the pulverized combo is going to be enough with that Shadow Dash. Unfortunately, a lot of poison damage went down on Shen, and he was able to pick up the revenge kill.
Yeah, he did pick up the revenge kill thanks to Ignite. Oh, they jumped onto the turret. They have to pick up this turret up at top, and Scar will hide and run away as fast as he can. Reginade probably will not. I think he's already gotten harassed down. That's why his health is low. I think he might have already used his ult. You can check on the left-hand side if there's still a green box on Malzahar if he still has his ult or
nope,
not.
it's gone.
Oh, Skara, no, you're so silly. Why did you jump back in that far? You could not make that happen. And Locust taking a lot of damage. Reginade pushing him through and will not be able to land any more spells. Locust trying to get away. Voyboy coming in to support. There's the volley, but no, the Shen has showed up. This is going to be a very possibly dead Ashe. Can Shen do the rest of this chasing? No, Shen is not fast enough. That will not chase down Ashe. Ashe with Ghost, of course, getting out quite nicely, but there we go. 2 more kills picked up for Team SoloMid. 4-1 the kill count now. They have 1 tower kill and 1 dragon, so I take it back. Looks like they're controlling this game the entire way through. They're up in kills, towers, and dragons, and minions. So I like how I said "and" twice in the same sentence, but some good stuff there from SoloMid, putting on a real clinic on the early game. And this is, I actually really like seeing this because I think we all sort of expected SoloMid and CLG to fight in the end. And I really like seeing teams that have strong early games because they, just like we saw with the previous CLG game, oh, this is a dead Reginade. Oh man, that is a blue buff Scion. That is a dead Malzahar. So that is good news for RockSolid. They lost a tower, but they did pick up a kill on Malz. Malz actually, interestingly enough, going Rod of Ages, and I think that's a flawed build. I don't think Rod of Ages is really the thing to go. It's certainly not a bad item, but I feel like it's better to specialize a little bit more and do Rabadon's Death Cap plus Banshee's Veil. Because Banshee's Veil you really want, because it helps keep your ultimate on, because it's channeling, of course. And Rabidons is just Rabidons. Like, if you're going to be the DPS mage, you get that item. So I feel like it's a little bit of a... I just feel it's a misplay to build that way on Malzahar. Because, as we saw, despite the Rod of Ages, he still died, right? He still got killed by that burst combo. Um, and, you know, why not sacrifice that durability to have more damage instead? That's generally the way I think about it, is like, it's always worth it to specialize. But a good job there by RockSolid picking up a turret kill at top. So they have equalized those front turrets there, but the second turret, of course, still gone. Dragon's still an advantage for SoloMid. But the kill's only 2 apart. So RockSolid bringing it back a little bit. They're getting it a little bit closer. Ooh, wow. Now not Magi's, but Riley's Crystal Scepter is the next pickup for Reggie. So he's really building health in this guy. He doesn't have a lot of armor stats, right? 30 magic resist, 58 armor. But he's going up for health. He's going for health as the build. I guess he wants to really battlecaster it and use his Voidling to full effect. Oh, there's a stun from Ashe, but it's pretty much useless. Can Scion flash in range? Can Scion flash in range? No, he will not. But he will blow up those monsters and minions. And even if he did jump into range, Reginald has too many healths. Too many healths. Yes, that's right. Too many healths to really die there. So,
No worries there, Phreak.
like, you know, a health is an object, and if you have too many of them, it's...
While that was all going down, during the kill there on Reginald at that top tower, we did have Trundle solo the dragon, so we're actually up 2 dragons on my side. I'm up to 830
Oh,
global gold right now.
Oh, wow, that's some pain. So that's 2 dragons and 2 towers. That is, yeah, that's some gold right there. So yeah, so you get to see that SoloMid just really keeping their guys amped up, gaining a lot of bonus health or a lot of bonus gold really. And that really does just go everywhere because, you know, while it's really awesome to have your carries have a bunch of gold and have them be super powerful, having your Locust DC'd, that's bad. Locust disconnected from the game. So that's not good for RockSolid. They have a disconnected player, and they're gonna have to now try to cover that gap right now. But
Yep.
basically, but the point I was making about global gold is having someone like you know, I'm trying to find someone who's not actually carrying. Someone like Soraka
Alistar?
actually be able to get like an Aegis of the Legion or something. Yeah, like Soraka or Alistar actually having these items that are really, really useful, but they're never going to be spent farming. So you've got to get some way to beef them up, and these global objectives, I think, are a really good way of doing that. So they headbutt Singed back. I don't know why, because he took a ton of damage by doing so. But they're going to push down on this turret, and they're going to do it quite well, actually. It looks like, yeah, they're going to pick on this turret quite easily, and they're not going to go for Singed. They could have taunted in and gone for it, but they will not do so. The Rod of Age is still going to be the first item of choice for Singed, but Team SoloMid pushing through mid. They've already gotten the first tower there. They're already ready to push on the second one. And now they're up, you know, farther and farther in tower kills. And this is looking pretty good for them.
Well, we do know that without that Nunu, it is going to be a 4 versus 5. Nunu was hanging around bottom a long while before he did end up disconnecting, and unfortunately there is no pause function in League of Legends, so the game must go on. So SoloMid is, you know, basically they haven't altered their plan, but now their pushes look a lot more potent simply because we have one less defender to help out with that regard. Now, looking at the creep kills, I mean, this is a fairly farmed game on both sides, but we haven't quite broken that 200 barrier, but you definitely just looking at this, I gotta say, SoloMid looks to have more of the creep kills at this point than we do for RockSolid. But look at Alistar, 42 creep kills right now, and I mean he's been roaming, he's been trying to set up kills, he's been trying to put pressure in many lanes. He hasn't really taken any of the last hits. He's playing it really well by support, and that comes back to the global gold you were talking about because that's really one of his main sources of income at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. So, oh, there's pings going off. RockSolid has been pinging. Oh, I think they pinged for clairvoyance, but they were pinging Baron saying, hey, ping this. We need to see this. Where's the clairvoyance? So SoloMid is not doing Baron, but you see they have really great ward coverage here. They've got the entire left-hand side of the map pretty much covered for any ingress, and because they're pushing the waves really hard, their minions will actually watch mid as well. So there's almost no route that RockSolid can take to easily stop them at Baron if they go for it. Notice that they're not ward to the bottom lane at all. They're just taking a couple of these spots in the jungle, but it's mostly on the left-hand side of the map because as the game matures, Baron becomes a bigger objective. Now, Void does have Infinity Edge. That is the first Infinity Edge of the game. and the only Affinity Edge of the game, because this Corki is going Black Cleaver, Trinity Force, Manamune, whatever, however the pronunciation goes. I like how I work for Riot, I don't even know it.
I was gonna
But
say.
anyway, because we actually say things internally. Like someone says Manamune, someone says Manamune. Like we just don't really care. It's text, right? It's okay. Um, so here we go. So Rambo tossing out some goo. Malzahar with infinite mana though is going to make defending this tower a little bit difficult. They're doing what they can, but Rambo just taking lots of damage. Soraka putting out some really potent heals though, and Reginade. Oh, there's the stun coming out. Let's see what they can do. They have forced one flash. They have tossed out the Ash Arrow, but the Ash Arrow hits Alistair, which means pretty much nothing for the team. And Reginade has 2,900 health, so lots of power there. And let's see what these guys can do. Yep, more spam going off. Looks like the shield will go away from Scion. Trundle looks like they're ready to go for this turret, and looks like they will indeed go in. They will go for the second middle turret right there. There's the Alistair stun in the middle of it all, but they should go for this turret first, and there is the channeled stun. Locust, though, still going to be okay, and there's the absolute zero. Can they make this happen? Will they blow anyone up? Yes, they will get some damage, but they don't quite hit Reginald. Reginald will try to get out, but Rambo will die for that. Can he pick up the kill? He is one hit from dead. Can he get the damage out? But Reginald has played Skara. He's going to keep going on. One more auto attack. Yes, there we go. He picks up that kill, and Rambo picking up the kill. And yes, Loco Ducka will go down as well. Nice kill. And they're now chasing down on Shen, the 3 surviving members, actually 4 surviving members, as Rambo forces away Alistair. And this Shen is he's going to taunt over the wall, but Nunu is ready for it. Locust running in as best he can. Voivoy should not have flashed there. Oh, Rambo lands the goo, nice! Go Locust, will you land this ice ball? Yes, he will, and yes, that is a kill. Nice job there. Only one remaining member of Team SoloMid, and it's now a 6-5 score, as RockSolid has brought the kill score back to their favor. The Dragon is up, and so is Baron, but they've got to be careful because the other team can always Baron on the recovery. Team SoloMid can always Baron on the recovery. Yeah, Trundle has a very good build. He has a Wriggle Sheen. That is the right build to take. Fast Wriggles lets you team fight really well. It lets you do lots of other really good things with the jungle, and then Sheen just works so well with his Q. And already he's going to go right in for it again, going for this dragon kill. You can see just how well he does, despite the dragon slow, just chopping that thing down. He's already got it down to half health. He's only procced once or twice. He just does so much damage up. But of course, his attack speed getting slowed more and more. But the Clairvoyance has revealed it, but they do not have the ability to come in there and stop him. The Ivan will pick up another dragon. The Ash Arrow tries to come in to steal. That will not happen. And it looks like another golem going to be coming in for Malzahar. Odd backing off now for that, picks up that golem. Reginade once more will have a golem buff. Now Skara, the Scion, will have golem, and look at him, he's got Raven's Death Cap, he's got a Negatron Cloak. Now I don't know if it's going to be Banshee's Veil or if it's going to be Abyssal Scepter, but Abyssal Scepter would actually work quite well. As we have, Corki has only 50 magic resist, so you combine that with runes and the Sorcerer's Shoes, that's going to be a 0 magic resist Corki. And you look at Malzahar, Malzahar's going to have effectively 0. Alistair actually with a decent amount as well for himself, so it's kind of half and half. Trundle's going to be about 100, yeah, 92 for himself. But the Squid Shark he wants to go for, this Corki and this Malzahar, could be pretty wise to just take down their magic resist. So here we go, they've shown right away up for Lizard, exact timing, which is pretty cute. And let's see, yeah, so looks like RockSolid will get a free Lizard buff. Voivoy will pick that one up. For himself. Looks like he got the lizard from Corki from last time because he already had a lizard buff. So let's see what they can do with this. They do have the kill advantage. Their power is pretty strong now. Their team fight is quite good with that Nunu ult. Oh wow, Scion going for a Quicksilver Sash. That is actually really smart. I actually like that a lot. Basically, he's got himself a lot of extra mat. Oh man. Team SoloMid getting ready for Baron. They're camping around it. Of course, Shen will push bottom. This is really smart. So the entire team is top while Shen is bottom. That is the right way to do it every time. Is have the Shen be as far away from your team as possible, because your ult's global, but them reacting to you, takes time. So there's the Ash Arrow. The Ash Arrow whiffs entirely. Oh boy. Okay, but they will land the stun on Reginald. Will they do the rest of this push? No, they're afraid of Alistair, and rightly so. Voivoy, oh, they've got to be careful. Looks like they're going to be okay. The auto picked up Narret already, so Soraka is dead. Skara getting completely crushed now by Trundle as well. They're trying to run as fast as they can. And Shen's still pushing bottom. They don't even need the 5th player. They're just fighting it 4v5. But oh, this is a dead Chaos. And here we go. Ash looks ready to go again. Shen has killed one turret. They should go back in if they can. Rambo could dive into that, I really think. but they will not go for it. Instead, Shen will keep pushing bottom, and this is actually a time where Team SoloMid could go for Baron. And you know what? They're going to go for it. Now, there is a ward. RockSolid does know that they're going here, and so they're going to push right on up as best they can. Um, Ashe does not have her ult yet, but their damage output is not super high just yet with only 3 members of the team because they've lost Alistar and Shen is far. Nunu is almost there, and let's see what they can do. He's getting forced back. Can he smite steal? Can he do it? No, he
No.
will not get into smite steal. He was in range. He could have done it. Oh, Reginald gets killed. Nice fling there. Absolute zero channel off of Loco Doka. Loco Doka will probably go down to an Ice Blast. Come on, Nunu, can you do the rest of the damage? No, he will actually push back using Cleanse to get away, but Shen and Trundle getting extremely low. Ashe gets that hit onto Trundle with that kill, and now they're onto Shen, and Shen does not have energy. Shen will probably go down. He now has enough energy for the taunt. It looks like Scar will go around the backhand side to make sure he will not get away, and bam, that is another 3-kill swing, and I don't believe they lost anyone, so that was 3 kills for Baron, and you know what? It's hard to tell. That's close, right? That's good for both sides. I mean, there's a lot of gain right there. Now, it depends, though, because, of course, Shen pushed down a turret. So that entire fight up top where they lost 2 people and Shen killed a turret was really good for Team SoloMid. That exchange right there where Baron was traded for 3 people, I mean, Baron on Alistar and Corki are two of the best Baron buffs on the team. So, Corki for sure, number 1. Alistar actually, I believe so as well, because that AP scales his abilities really hard, and normally Alistars can't afford to get ability power. And so by them having some extra ability power, it really makes him a lot more effective overall. But that's a lot of good things there. And also I just want to point out again, like, I was commenting about Reginald's build before, and you saw that even with a 3,000 health build, he's still dying immediately. And that if he had just a fast death cap and an advantage build, which you could afford off of how much gold he's been spending so far, he would have more durability and more damage, and probably not get flung once or twice. So again, I like putting out mistakes that good players make because everyone who's watching this, of course, will in some way be taking notes because we're watching some of the best players in this game play, and it's really it really is pretty artful to watch. They're extremely competent players. Don't let me sell them short. They're extremely good players. But anytime I see like a little build mistake, something that's very easily quantifiable, I like pointing those out because then I help educate the rest of the players, and I think that's a worthwhile thing to go for. I don't mean to ever harp on anyone. But I always like trying to show points of improvement. So we move on here, and we've got a 5-man bottom push from Team SoloMid, and I mean they're onto the inhibitor turret, so this could be very strong for them. And despite being down in kills 10-6, they're certainly they just feel more powerful, don't they? They just feel like they're in the reins. They're commanding this game right now.
Well, 4-kill deficit is going to be a good amount of gold, but I have 1,770 global gold. Plus, I mean, look at the minion counts right now. We are kind of catching up here with RockSolid, but overall, I do feel that, SoloMid has more minions to their name. They have, I think, more dragons to their name and a Baron as well with all those towers. I mean, we have 1 tower down for RockSolid. So 4 kills compared to a global spread of, 1,700 gold, whatever the difference is going to be between my count and yours, I think that actually really makes up for it there. So I wouldn't really judge this game on the kills alone right now.
No, absolutely. So hearing that giant number really says something to me because this is 6 tower kills, right? They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've got 3 or 4 straight dragons, and we're really only at 1 tower for RockSolid. So if you look at the non-CSing champions, you look at basically Nunu compared to Alistar. Nunu even has a kill, and he's got Banshee's Veil. Alistar has Banshee's Veil. Sorry guys. So he's Banshee's Veil boosts Lucidity. Banshee's Veil boosts Lucidity and Sheen and a cloth armor, right? He's got just basically exactly 1,500 more gold than the Nunu, despite being, down in minion kills, less assists, less kills, and yet has 1,500 gold worth of items.
And another dragon.
That's what that does, right? He's behind in every easily quantifiable location except dragons and towers. So, very good job there. Team SoloMid picking up another dragon kill. There's the Asher. Finally hits one. It actually hits Reginald, so they actually have a really good chance of jumping onto this. Oh, a great job there. They've completely separated Rambo from the team. Feed Fest in the middle as well. They're only hitting tanks right now, and Rambo will escape, and he will make it out. But they've got to be very careful about how this fight goes because Ashe is going to die if he's not careful, and Locust in the middle of everything is going to get dropped down very nicely. And that was amazing positioning, and it was amazing positioning because it was, that was too greedy, Ashe. You tried to get the Alistar kill, and you got yourself killed for it. you should have either stayed on it or not gone at all. But he turned around to cast 2 spells, and that was the exact wrong mistake to make. So that's going to give them a nice little option there. 2 kill swing right there, 10-8 now the count. Um, and that positioning was amazing. They got a Trundle pillar right in the middle there. Alistair walked right up to the mouth and stunned everyone. He headbutted Singed back. Singed had to recall it. He will be safe, but that was some significant pain going out there. That was not happy face for Team Rock Solid.
It also seemed like Ash's arrow was just a slightly off where it really wanted to hit. I mean, they did land it there on Reginald, but if they keep targeting Reginald, he's going to eventually, just not be up in that forefront. And as you saw, Rambo just went straight in there, and he got shut down by Malzahar's ult. And it really just separated him from the team, and that gave them a big cohesive force to just start hammering down Rock Solid's foundation. And they pushed them all the way back to their base and picked off 2 of them in the process. So it does seem that, you say that they feel like they're more powerful than RockSolid at this point, and looking at that gold, another dragon, and just the control of that fight, if that's the way it's going to be, then yeah, this is going to start snowballing pretty heavy past any kind of point that RockSolid can bring it back from.
Yeah, absolutely. So another thing basically is a lot of these champions are location based. Like they're all point blank AoEs or targeted AoEs. Like Nunu Ultimate is very location based. If you're in a very tight quarters, you're gonna hit it more often. Malzahar's W, Trundle's W. Actually, half of Trundle's kit really W and E. They're all location based, and Singe has his puddle as well. So basically every player has some way of screwing with a choke point, and basically whichever team initiates onto a choke point is going to get owned. Because like we saw, when RockSolid came in there, Trundle put a pillar down, Malzahar put goo down, Alistair flashed into the mouth of it, and they got choked up into an AoE farm fest. Whereas if they had pulled SoloMid into that choke point, they would have crushed them. They would have had Singed Goo up in the middle of it. They would have had Ash tossing volley and arrow. Soraka could drop a bunch of star calls to make Nunu's ult hit harder. Like there were so many factors there that would have made the fight go the entirely other way if they had their locations there properly. Um, so they've picked the location of a ward, and Nunu does have Oracle, so they find that ward right there. They will kill that down. Um,
It seems to be a
and
favorite
yeah, let's see what they
spot
can do.
to
Um,
throw wards. Another one goes down right there.
yeah, it's a definitely a very common spot. And they actually pinged it again, saying, "Hey, they put a new ward down there." Malzahar and Trundle comes up towards the top. Shen again at the bottom of the map. I assume he has his ultimate back up by now. He is level 18 with a bunch of cooldown reduction. He has giant mitigation stats and a lot of health, so he's gonna be very powerful in this game. And the 4 members of Team SoloMid, now Baron has respawned, but the 4 remaining members of Team SoloMid are chilling up at the top of the map, and they're afraid, and rightly so. Now they do have a ping. Once again, RockSolid pings Baron, and Shen is up at bottom, and Shen is going to cause RockSolid to react to them. They have to. Hey, none of them have summon or teleport, so basically at all times Shen can force a 5v4, and he's onto the turret already. This turret's down to 2/3 health. And they're onto Baron. This is great. They're onto the tower and onto Baron, and 2 members of RockSolid are onto Shen, and that was a huge mistake to send 2 people there. Because Shen ults back on Reginald, and look, it's a 5v3 on Baron, and this is not a fight that RockSolid can win. So a very good play, a very good coordination there. From Team SoloMid, and they have picked up the second dragon of the game. I'm sure that's up to like 2,000 global gold now you've got.
Yep, 2260. I just dinged level 3, so big advantage in terms of the experience and the gold coming out. We do see almost everyone now hitting that 18 cap. The only ones really is Chaos, the odd one, and majority. Soraka, Nunu. It does look like a lot of these supports and junglers not really hitting that 18 cap yet. Of course, they didn't have those solo lanes to give them a good boost, but this is a great opportunity for SoloMid to just jump right in now. It's very possible they could end this game. That bottom tower is, of course, hurt. They are 5 strong. They got the money advantage, and now they have a Baron to boot. So we should be seeing some kind of strong push, likely coming down that bottom lane.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're all going to recall, and they're all going to pick up new items. And pretty much you can see right now, like elixirs on Trundle. We've got elixir already used on Alistair. We've got elixirs already used on Corki. Double elixir used on basically everyone. We see that every single person has elixirs on their champions. So TSM really knows this is their end game push right here. They've got Baron buff. They're going to grab what buffs they can, like Golem around the map. They're going to give Golem to Corki. They're going to go all the way down and try to take down Lizard as well. Now, Ash might know where they're coming from. That Hawkshot probably won't quite see them. I used it too late. But TSM does know that Lizard might be up, and they might go for it. Looks like they will not, though. They will let Ashe have this Lizard buff. Alice are going to come in there a little bit and see what's going on, but looks like he will not stop the Lizard kill. SoloMid really should just be ready to push. They have Shen up top. Good play there. His ult probably up by now. It's been a little while since he jumped onto Baron, so the rest of the team SoloMid coming down towards bottom, and they really will most likely push this now. They're probably going to go for these kills.
Big advantage, if I may, right now. We just used Ashe's arrow onto Shen. He shadow dashed right out of it. So now this big upcoming team fight are not going to have Ashe's arrow. We do see Malzahar going right into Rambo. So they know that it's down. They know this is their time. Rambo gets flung right back out. The Pillar of Filth is just kind of slowly sinking away. This tower is at half health. It's likely going to be going down here. But we do have feed Fest. He is going in there. He's going to try trying to do that taunt. The tower does go down. This is a big opportunity for the inhibitor. The inhibitor will be going down as well. And we don't have a single death yet for SoloMid. Just so much harass going down. But I do think that this might be the end game push. We are down a defender. We don't have an Ashe arrow. And SoloMid, this is their time to shine. So they're going to go right back here up to this mid tower. The objective is to get as many inhibitors as possible. We do have the goo going down. The knockups are just being flung left and right. And Shen, he's just going to be doing a little bit of distraction. The tower does go down. The inhib less than half already, but it does look like there goes the Locust. He's going to try. Not so much. He gets pulverized up into the air, and that's not going to be his ultimate, which is a big shame there for RockSolid because they really needed that damage. And now Feedfest is kind of like 1v3ing all of them, just tanking it all. 2 inhibitors now for SoloMid. It looks like now is the time to get out. We might have someone respawning in 3 seconds. It's going to be Rambo, and that's just massive amount of damage from the SoloMid side.
Yeah, very good play by Team SoloMid. And they, I want to say cut their losses, but they basically, they got 2 inhibitors and they decided to quit while they were ahead. They went back towards Dragon, so another good 500 gold global swing here. For Team SoloMid picking that one up quite nicely. And yeah, they're just getting really, really super powerful now at this point. They're in a huge advantage. They have all but 3 towers killed. They've gotten all but 1 dragon. They've only ever lost 1 tower themselves. They've gotten 2 barons, and they're extremely far ahead. There's a little bit of the baron buff left. Their elixirs actually are running out. You can see Alistair no longer with elixir on himself. And they're probably going to pick up. They're probably going to pick up towards top. Honestly, Shen's ult should be up pretty soon. He could run towards mid or bot, whichever he wants. Shen actually going for, I believe this is starts. Oh no, wait. Recurve bow plus. Oh, he's going Blood Razor. Okay, so Shen will be going Blood Razor as one of his last items. It's a pretty cute build, I think. And we just have RockSolid just holding themselves alive as best they can, but Team SoloMid pretty much ready to go, and they will move over towards the left-hand side of the map. Looks like they will push top. And yeah, this is going to be some stuff, basically.
Trundle goes ahead of the crew there. He's going to be intercepting that creep wave because they do want to start pushing down this mid lane. With the other 2 lanes already losing that inhibitor, those are going to be some beefy creeps for them to trying to defend against, but they're not going to give them the option. They're going to force all 5 heroes into a fight up top. Shen is pushing that bottom, trying to make sure that we get some damage there on those Nexus towers because those are going to be a big damage. Oh, we do have the Ashe arrow go onto Chaos, but it does get Banshee veiled, and now again we're likely going to be seeing something very big here, as we do know that Ashe arrow is going to be out of the fight, and we do have Shen actually now distracting San a little bit. So here we go. We have some damage going down on these Nexus towers, and SoloMid has to keep up this pressure up top so that the heroes cannot go back there to defend it. The mid lane is now starting to push right in, and those creeps are just going to destroy RockSolid's creeps. The tower is taking so much damage right now. Odd One is kind of tanking that, but this is going to be it right now. We do have the deep freeze coming out from Locust again, thrown into the air. That's not going to happen. Rambo is going to get caught there by Malzahar. I don't think he's going to go down quite yet, but Loco Doco is going to try to finish that off. It looks very split up right now. Reginald's just kind of in the background, not trying to be a target at all, but it looks like it all went to hell because Voyboy picks up Loco Doco. Chaos is on the run, but look at the Nexus towers. The longer they can keep RockSolid busy, the more damage is going to go down here. We've already lost 1 Nexus tower, the other one under half, and despite RockSolid seemingly winning that fight, they did take out 2 solo mids. They lost another tower, and this other one's just under half. It's almost at this point that SoloMid could just waltz in, take out the tower, ignore the heroes, and take out the Nexus.
Yeah, and I think that was a another mistake where we saw it work the last few times where they were able to just focus down Singe, but Singe has been getting tankier over time. He's got 183 magic resist now, and you saw it right at the very beginning. They tried really hard to drop down Singe, right? He was right over here. He got Malzahar ulted. He took tons of damage from Alistar and things like that, but they weren't able to kill him. And then he 1v1 Corki from like 1/3 health, um, which is actually what's going to happen. Singe is a really good pick for that because he can just waltz in there and just mess with your carry, and he will succeed in messing with them, and that worked quite well. Um, but basically, it was really strong play from Singed, and I think just a mistake that there's not a lot you can do about Singed without a Void Staff. And I think he's building it now. He's got the Amplifying Tone, which will probably build into that. But it's basically his last slot now. He's got all these 1, 2, 3 health items here. So he's at 3,500 health. And so he's alive, but as we saw last fight, he had Banshee's Veil, and he took 0 damage the entire fight. Right? He spent like 2,000 gold on plus health between Rod of Ages and Rise Crystal Scepter that he didn't ever really need. Um, and as you saw last fight, as long as he positions himself correctly, he's not in that fray. And so he basically, oh nice, and a very good job, a Baron Nashor kill for Team SoloMid. Basically, yeah, like I just feel like Regidate's spending a lot of gold on stats he doesn't need because he's a smart enough player to not get killed. Like, I know he's good enough to just like not die even as a squishy champion, and I'm surprised that he's sort of handicapping himself by spending so much money on health when he doesn't need it.
Well, I'm sure he has a master
But
plan.
either way, we do have a Lizard buff coming in. Yeah, I think it's just like, this is an item build that works, let's just go for it. And maybe they weren't even stressing the game out. Maybe they think, oh, we have this pretty easily. We don't have to super hard research our builds. Let's just not get ganked. And so he went for a safe build, and it's certainly a safe build where you're not gonna die quite as much to little cheesy things going on. But I don't know. I still feel it's an optimization issue that is just gone awry slightly. But here we go, up in the middle of the map. We do have an Ice Blast going off on the Trundle. They will back off for now, but they're on to the middle inhibitor. Both inhibs have gone back up, so here we go, and some nice damage from Sai, but he only hits Alistar, and that's pretty much a waste of damage because Alistar heals himself quite nicely. And let's see what they can do. Yes, they're on to the inhibitor, and this is just some damage output. Bam, there we go. The second inhibitor is gone, and they are looking to go for the Nexus. Now, all of RockSolid is ready for them, but the 3-kill advantage is not enough to make up for the fact that this turret has 200 health. And 1, 2, 3, down it goes. And they're on to the final inhibitor of the match, and this is going to be very bad for RockSolid. They're still able to defend themselves. They have 3 now waves of minions crashing into them with only 1 tower to keep themselves alive. And here we go. Shen has come in. They're on to Skara. There's Cowax. And oh man, Skara is dead. Nudu gets an ultimate off as best he can. Reginald pushing himself backwards, and looks like people are just dying. As we now have 2 dead people, and they're moving on harder and harder. Rambo taking some damage. Rambo goes down as well. Loco picking up that kill. Chaos doing what he can to get away, and indeed will do so. That turret is down. It looks like the Nexus will fall. Team SoloMid will push themselves on to the victory, going on to the semifinals. And they're 1 step closer to winning this tournament.
Indeed, a nice big push there at the end. They had to do another Baron to do it, but hey, a very convincing fashion down there, taking out 2 inhibs. They could have exactly went for that Nexus, as you did say, but they decided to just complete the trifecta, get that last inhibitor, and they will be moving on. And the next game up in the series will then be Counterlogic Gaming up against DOA.